Hi, it's Brian Newman with the Spotlighted Business Owner Show, and today we're thrilled to have Karen Rosner. Hi, Karen, how are you?
Good. How are you, Brian?
Yeah, good, good. Yeah, I'm thrilled to have you on here. I know we were chatting a little bit about, what you do, before we went on the recording, and it's really a interesting business. You're helping a lot of women. Before we get into your business, can you let them know your background and how you got into it?
Sure. Well, I have been a social worker for the last 30 plus years, and I enjoy helping people. Right now I'm a medical social worker, and I'm a certified personal financial coach. And the reason I went into the financial coaching on the side is I want to help more of my patients, more of my clients on an individual basis.
Oh,
And I've been doing this for years, and I spend time with my clients.
oh, okay. Do you guys meet in person or do you meet over Zoom or how do you do that?
It depends on the person. It depends on my client. Some clients like to meet in person, and we either do in a library, back room of a library, or we meet on Zoom. And sometimes we do a secluded restaurant, like in the back where nobody could hear us. It's really up to the client. I will go to the client, but to be uh, very more private and confidential, Zoom for right now is a good place.
Oh, okay. I know I love Zoom. Yeah, I
Yes.
hold meetings. Yeah, it's very effective. So how did you come up with this idea?
Well, like I said, I am a social worker, and I've noticed a lot of people are in debt and they don't know how to get in debt, out of that, excuse me, out of debt. And I have been in the medical field personally and professionally all of my life.
Oh,
And I know the ins and outs of how to get out of medical debt because I work the system, and I know there's programs out there that people may not know about. I mean, they may need for medications or for co-payments. I know some programs that may be able to help them.
oh, okay, okay. I noticed that you're focusing on what women over 55. Can men use this service too?
Yes, and men can use it, and I do help men. But the reason I focus on women over 55 is due to women over 55 are usually, not usually, sometimes divorced or widowed, and their
Oh,
husbands have taken care of their finances. And now women are needing to do that, and they don't know where to start. So I help them get control of their finances and to get out of debt that they have had with their husbands, or their personal debt.
oh, okay. No, so what are there some women you can't help? After you talk to them and get to know them, are there actually some women that you find aren't helpable?
Some people are not helpable because they don't want the help. They feel like they want the help. They're coming to me asking for suggestions, guidance, and I give that to them, but they don't do the work. I can't do the work for them about their personal expenses, their personal debt. They have to do the work. I'm there to assist them. I'm there to coach them. And like I said, they need to do the work. And sometimes I turn away clients if they're not willing to do the work. And I may sign them up as a client, and if after one or two sessions they're not doing anything, or their homework, if you want to say that, if they're not doing their homework, then we have a discussion. Is this really working for them? Because I'm not in it for to take money out of somebody's pockets. I'm in it to help them put more money into their pockets by not having debt.
Well, and I know, as people approach retirement age, it is important to like try to get out of debt before you retire.
Mhm.
Try to set yourself up. so that
Mhm.
when you are in the retirement age and money is not coming in as readily,
Mhm.
as or steadily, as when you're working full time, it does help to have your car paid off and your,
Mhm.
this loan paid off and whatever. But yeah, I want to remind our viewers, we're talking to Karen Rosner. Karen, what's the best way that they can reach you?
They can reach me on the phone number that's on the screen, 800-808-253-1157. They could email me at kmrpfc22@gmail.com, or they could go to my Facebook page, Karen, KMR Personal Financial Coaching, and send me an instant message that way.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's pretty easy. Yeah. So, back, I mean, you've been doing this for a long time, it sounds like.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, just think how nice things were a couple years ago and
Mm.
before. Now we've got inflation, runaway inflation, huge gas prices with no end in sight. What are you advising people now, given those variables?
Try to trim their outgoing as much as possible. Look at what you need to spend money on, and a want and a need. A want is you want something, a need is you need it, like your rent or mortgage, food, medications, utilities. Those are needs. And transportation, those are needs. Do you really need subscriptions to Hulu, Netflix, cable? Those are wants. And if you could trim down any of the wants to put more money in your pocket, that would be a good thing.
Well, well, you're hitting some tender spots. I know I love Hulu, yeah, and I love, Netflix and all that, but yeah, it's true. I mean, you could live without it, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? But yeah, that's interesting. What about people that are still working and there's an opportunity to invest in a 401k plan? A lot of people are still with the big companies.
Mhm.
What do you advise them to do?
Well, what I would advise them to do is to invest in the 401k a little bit. If they're out of debt, I would go up to 15% of my income to invest on a regular basis. But if you're not out of debt, just do a little bit and get out of debt, and then put more into your 401k or your investments, because you want to get out of debt so you won't bring those when you carry those over when you are retired. And then you want to build up your 3 to 6 month emergency fund also.
Oh, okay. Yeah, is that what, so it's 3 to 6 months that they're still saying you should have on?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. No, so if someone signs up, is it like one meeting and they're done? And how long are the meetings? And then is it sold on a package? Like what's your pricing?
Okay, to answer your questions, one meeting and done, no. What I usually do is if somebody's contacting me, I will contact them. We will have a 30-minute conversation, no charge, see where they are at, see if we're a good fit to work with each other. And then if we agree on that, then I would make another appointment with them, and that'd be an hour and a half to get down deep down nitty gritty of their finances and go from there. I do have packages, um, three, a set of three for 3 hours each month. Once 1 hour a month would be about $700. But saying that, it's usually a case by case scenario, because like I said, I want to help people and I want people to get out of debt. So the pricing is not set in stone. And so it would be a case by case. But usually my prices are $300 an hour.
Oh, okay, okay. So again, yeah, I want to remind our viewers, yeah, that we're talking to Karen Rosner. Yeah, Karen, again, what's the easiest way? Do you want them to just call you? Do you have a website that they can go and read about it and sign up there? Or would you prefer like an email be sent to you?
Texting or emailing, the number on the screen is excuse me, the phone number is 808-253-1157. And my email is kmrpfc22@gmail.com. I don't email myself that often. That's why I have to remember.
Okay,
And,
well,
and, or you could send a message on Facebook, on my Facebook page, which is KMR Personal Financial Coaching. I will get back to you. So if I don't, I will get back to you within the day. If you call me at noontime, I will call you the same day. If you call me at 6 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night, I will get in touch with you the next day.
oh, nice, nice. Where's your office located?
My office is in my home, but I meet people all over.
Oh,
You know, I could go to their home, I could go to the library, we could meet in a private room in the library, or we could meet in a restaurant in the corner, or we could do Zoom. So it depends on where the client is most comfortable
oh, okay,
with.
okay. No, and then who's your ideal client?
My ideal client is women 55 and older that are either divorced or widowed. But that being said, I'm willing to help, excuse me, I'm willing to help anybody out there that needs the help with their personal finances and getting out of debt.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious, like, of all the people that you've advised over the years, are they now retired? Have they reached retirement age and how are they doing? Do you keep in touch with them?
I have kept in touch with some of them and I have, they have gotten out of debt. Some of them have gotten out of debt. And most of them have gotten out of debt and some
Oh,
of them are retired. And when I was working with a person, she had a medical bill. And it was so funny because I went and visited her and she goes, Karen, I have this medical bill. And she goes, and she had surgery on her arm. And her surgeon was in her network, but the assistant was not in her network. And they were charging her out of network services.
oh, wow.
So, and she didn't pick them. So we called the insurance company. We told them what was happening and they took away that charge. So I saved her right then and there $700.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. Oh,
And
wow.
she gave me a hug. So,
Oh, that's got to be worthwhile, seeing your clients, reach that point, you know what I
mhm.
mean? And being out of debt. That's great. No, so just on a final note, is there any like advice you want to give our viewers before we end?
Like I said earlier, just look at and see what you can do without like Facebook, not Facebook, like Hulu, Netflix. Look at your wants, look at your needs, and also really look at what you're spending during the month. Write down everything you spend during the month, and at the end of the month, see where your spending is, and you'll be surprised where you're spending the money. And that maybe that can be somewhere where you could trim.
Oh, okay, okay. No, that's great advice. So yeah, give her a call, Karen Rosner. You've been doing this for a long time. And
Yeah,
how,
but I still enjoy it. I love working with my clients. I love the one-on-one. It has pivoted because of COVID.
oh,
Mostly before COVID, I was doing one-on-one in person. And I like doing in person, but with the COVID and it's still going up and down, they have hills and
yeah.
valleys of the COVID. So I want my clients and myself to be safe. So that's where it's whatever the clients feel.
Oh, yeah. No, I understand. Well, thank you, Karen. Yeah, it's really nice to meet you. And yeah, again, for our viewers, give her a call. 1-808-253-1157, or what's the email that they could go to?
KMRPFC22@gmail.com.
And your website.
And my website, I don't have a website. I have a
Oh.
Facebook page. It's
Okay.
KMR, a personal financial coaching. And then I have a private group on Facebook, and it's the same thing, KMR Personal Financial Coaching Private Group.
Okay.
And the private group is just people that are admitted into that group. And in that group, I don't advertise, I don't want anybody to advertise their business in that group. It's just talking financial.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, nice to meet you, Karen. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian.
Okay.